Okay, so today we are going to simplify algebraic expressions again, and we already know how to do this. We're going to combine like terms, but remember, the variables and the exponents have to be the exact same. So let's start easy, and we'll get more difficult as we go. So the first one is 3x plus 5x. I've got 3x's plus 5x's, 3 plus 5. That just means I have 8 of those x's. What happens if we have exponents? Well, as long as those exponents match, the process is going to be the exact same. 3x squared plus 5x squared, that's just going to be 8x squared. Now, please notice I did not change the exponents when I'm adding them. I just have 3 of them and 5 of them. I'm going to combine them, and I've got 8 of them. The next one, 7x to the third minus 4x to the third plus 8. Well, this isn't too bad. Again, combine your like terms, the x to the thirds. I have 7 and I've got a negative 4, so that's going to be 3x to the third, and then I've still got my plus 8. All right, now look at the bottom one. This one gets a little bit more tricky because we've got variables and we've got different exponents, but we're going to just have to combine our like terms. So the like terms, the variables, and the exponents that are the exact same are the x's to the fourth. Those are the same. I've got 5x to the fourths. I've also got a positive 8x to the fourth. So when I put those together, that's just going to be 13x to the, whoops, not third, 13x to the fourth. All right, so I've used those. Can I combine the x to the third and the x squared? No, I cannot. The variables and the exponents have to be the exact same. So I've got a negative 3 and a positive 2. That's just going to be a negative 1x to the third. And if I clean that up just a little bit more, we don't really need the 1 in front of the x to the third. We can just keep that like that. All right, no sweat. Let's keep rolling. What happens if I write it using parentheses? Now, we've seen these before. No problem. Everything is addition, subtraction, so we're good to go here. Let's just combine the like terms in these two parentheses. So in the first one, I've got 3x squareds plus 4x squareds. These are like terms. So if I've got 3x squareds plus 4x squareds, that's going to be 7x squareds. And then looking at our next ones, I see that I've got a positive 2x and a negative 7x. Those are like terms, so I can combine those. So positive 2 and negative 7, that's going to be a negative 5x. The last ones that we can combine, I've got a negative 6 and a positive 9. Negative 6, a positive 9, that's going to be a positive 3. Now, as we go through these, please make sure you remember, I'll say it again, you can only combine them if the variables are the same and the exponents are the same. That's the only time you are able to combine these. Let's look at the next one. So the next one, it looks just like the one we did up above, right? Those numbers are the same, the parentheses are the same, but instead of being a plus, it's a minus. Now, we've already handled this when we have to subtract a parenthesis. Remember, that's just like a negative 1 that's sitting out there. And then we're going to have to use the distributive property. So when I distribute that negative 1 there, well, negative 1 times anything, all that does is change the sign on it. So negative 1 times 4x is going to be a negative 4x squared, I should have said. A negative 1 times a negative 7x, that's going to be a positive 7x. And then a negative 1 times 9 is going to be a negative 9. All right, and then we can just kind of cross out that negative 1 and everything else up there because we've just rewritten it. Okay, now let's combine our like terms again. So I see some x squareds. Let's combine our x squareds. Same variable, same exponents. We can combine them. So I've got a positive 3 and a negative 4 x squared. So positive 3, negative 4, that's going to be a negative 1 x squared. And I've got some x's that I can combine too. I've got a positive 2 and a positive 7 x. That's going to be a positive 9x. And then I've got a negative 6 and a negative 9. So negative 6, negative 9, that's going to be a negative 15. All right, so I'm just combining like terms. Now, if I wanted to clean this up just a little bit more, again, I don't need a 1 in front of a variable, so I'm just going to keep that negative sign there, erase the 1, and that's what it is. So remember, combining like terms is what we've already done. If the variables and the exponents are the exact same, you can just put them together. Remember, if you're subtracting a whole entire parenthesis, you're going to have to distribute that -1 there and change those signs. All right, that's it. Not too hard. I know you can do it.